Hi all, Metaphysical Engineer. This video will be a little look inside a Kenwood solid-state amplifier, KA-2500. This was my dad's, and I recently found it in the basement. My dad had actually really forgotten that it was there. He remembers that it was given to him by a friend in 1978. So that means this thing is very old. I know that it still works. There are also some speakers down in the basement there, so I connected them up, and the amplifier does work. Considering how old it is, it doesn't sound too bad. However, not sure if the camera will be able to see. Maybe if I give it some light. It's really dusty and dirty in there. So, I thought I'd pop the case off and just have a look inside. See if I can clean it up a bit. Because I have a compressed gas duster. I have a almost equally old but still very good vacuum cleaner. And just gonna pop the cover off and try and get some of that dust and fuzz out. Got the case off. Big mains transformer there. Got a reservoir capacitor. Can't see all of the markings on it, but on the schematic I found online, if it's correct, that is a 50 volt capacitor, and that's across both positive and negative, so that's from positive rail to negative rail. Then down there, those are the rectifying diodes with capacitors across them to reduce noise. And then we have down there, I believe those are 30 volt, 1000 microfarad filter capacitors, one for the positive, one for the negative supply. Here we have preamp board, I believe. Then back there, I think that's for the different filters. There's more stuff down under there, under that shielding. And selector switch and power switch there. Then have main volume knob, dual gang pot. Then these interesting twin pots. One does the bass, one does the treble, and the ring can be adjusted independently from the actual knob. So the right is controlled by the ring and the left controlled by the knob. Here we have the fader control, single potentiometer, and over here the input selector switch, another big chunky rotary switch. And then finally back here we have the actual power amplifier section. Got 4 transistors in TO3 packages. And then that's about it. There's a few extra networks there because it does have a headphones output. And back there's the output. It can drive 2 pairs of speakers. You can drive the channel A pair itself, the channel B pair by themselves, or it can drive A and B channels in parallel, which is quite interesting considering the age of this thing and the general difficulties of driving a 4 ohm load. So that's actually quite impressive. So I think now on to getting some of the dust and dirt off, and then maybe I can have a better look at the internals. majority of dirt and dust out of it now. Just looks a bit better inside. Can sort of see the filter and preamp board components a bit. All of the pots were a bit scratchy and dirty, but after a few turns end to end they quieted right down. Switches seem to be alright. Can't see anything that looks like it's in distress, so I think it's time for just a quick power on test with the cover off, just because I can. Got a bit of a brief DC transient when it turns on, but I don't think that's due to any particular failure. And it draws almost 30 volt amps from the mains. Being on, the power amp does run a little bit warm for my liking and the size of the heatsink, but seems to do alright. And a little blue filtered incandescent lamp for the power on indicator. Just gonna give it a bit of signal and see what it does. Seems to work alright. This is Metaphysical Engineer, signing off. Thanks for watching.